just hit the pause button for a second, and that is, we really just concluded this next chunk of the daf, and that is a discussion whether tzitzis is a mitzvah seishas mangarama or tzitzis is not a mitzvah seishas mangarama. A noshim chayiv in tzitzis or a noshim pater from tzitzis. Sounds like it's a machloikis between Reb Shimon and the Chachamim. The Chachamim say hakol chayavim b'tzitzis kiyanu levim yisrael and gerin noshim v'avadim. Reb Shimon poiter b'noshim b'pnei mitzvah seishas mangarama. So what do we pass? A noshim chayiv in tzitzis, or are noshim pater from tzitzis? You would think, based on kloli apsak, that we would paskin that noshim chayiv in tzitzis for two reasons. Number one, it sounds like it's a machlokes Reb Shimon and the Chachamim yach v'rab malach v'rabim. Number two, we know that Allah is almost never like Reb Shimon. Allah is being like Reb Shimon, but we almost never pass like Reb Shimon. So these are two very, very good reasons why you would assume that the halacha would be that hakol chayavim, even noshim, stating that if you open up a Shulchan Aruch, and this is in Hilchas Tzitzis and Erechaim, Simin Yud Zayin Siv Beis, noshim v'avadim pturim. Noshim and avadim are pater from tzitzis v'mneisha mitzvah seishas mangarama, because it's a mitzvah seishas mangarama. So we actually paskin Chiddush, like Reb Shimon, and that is that noshim are pater from tzitzis. Stating that, the Ramah says, if a woman wants to put on tzitzis, and to make a bracha, her reshus biyada, she's allowed to. Just like by all mitzvah seishas mangarama, if a woman wants to do the mitzvah, she could, and she can make a bracha. So, says the Ramah, there's no reason tzitzis should be different. So if in as much as the visual of a woman wearing tzitzis, but it's a mitzvah seishas mangarama, and if a nashim wants to, she could, and if she wants to make a bracha, this is something that she could do as well. It's an open shut halach in Shulchan Aruch. It's interesting that in Hilchas Tefillin, this is in Erechaim Siman Lamed Ches Siv Gimel. Zok the Mechaber Nashim va'avadim pturim mitfillin. Noshim and avadim are pater from tillin, mipnei shu mitzvah seishas mangarama. Here's Dr. Ramah, v'im hanoshim roitzen lahachmer al atzman. That if a woman wants to be machmer, moichin biyadan, v'daf machin machos. And already you have to protest. So on Hilchas Tzitzis, the Ramah says that if a woman wants to put on tzitzis and make a bracha, she could. It's no different than any mitzvah seishas mangarama. In Hilchas Tefillin, the Ramah says that if a woman wants to put on tefillin, that's not okay. As a matter of fact, if she does, moichin biyadan. What's the difference? So the Mishnah Berurah says, if cotton yud gimel, mipnei shetzrichin guf naki. Because men apparently were once upon a time more careful to have a guf naki than was a woman, and tefillin requires a guf naki. You can't even be mafiach in tefillin. So it's for that reason when it comes to tefillin, there we're machmer by nashim because of guf naki. So in Hilchas Tzitzis, a woman could wear tzitzis, she can make a bracha. Hilchas tefillin, based on some almost ulterior type reason, it's going to be a problem. Stating that, it's Yadua, and certainly Yadua in our related rate bites, that the Targum Hamiyuches lo Yonis ben Azil on the pasuk lo yia kli gever al isha v'lo yilbash gever simlas isha. So a woman is not allowed to wear kli gever. Says Targum Yonis, and quote, lo yehevain gulion de tzitzis utfilin dehinon tikune gvar al ita. A woman should not wear tzitzis and a woman should not wear tefillin. So Targum Yonis said that really a woman putting on talis and tefillin, this is already encroaching on a lav in the Torah of lo kli gever al isha v'lo yilbash gever simlas isha. Now it's interesting. We don't paskin like this Targum Yonis. We just spoke out the halacha in Shulchan Aruch, right? It's very, very clear. You see from the Gemara, Rav Yehuda used to put on tzitzis on his wife's beged. As it relates to tefillin, by the way, right? We know the Gemara of Michal Bashal. She used to wear tefillin. It's a Gemara in the beginning of the last parak of Masechtas Eruvin. So this Targum Yonis, it is not something that's aliba the hilchasa, which, by the way, this comes up very prominently in the sugyas of obviously women wearing talis and tefillin, but it also comes up very prominently in the sugya of Targum Yonis and Al HaTorah, right? Targum Yonis and Al HaTorah, was it written by Yonis ben Azil or not? So if you look at your Makrois Gedolus Chumash, it says Targum Yonis. Sounds like it was written by Yonis ben Azil, stating that the Marsha Megillah Daf Gimel Amud Aleph and the Chida in many, many places in his Sfarim says that it's Muchach from the Gemara there in Megillah Daf Gimel that really Targum Shal Torah was never written by Yonis ben Azil. Targum Shal Torah was written by Uncle Sager. Yonis ben Azil only wrote the Targum on Nevi'im Ksuvim, right? Ksuvim is a whole discussion as well. But Targum Shal Nevi'im was written by Yonis ben Azil. We have this Targum Amiyuchis L'Yonisson. So the Chidah says that it was probably a Targum Yerushalmi, and it's actually written in some Yerushalayim dialect of Aramaic. but wasn't written by Yonis ben Azil. But here's the bottom line. In Halacha, you find that this Targum does not take on the power you would expect it to take on if it was written by the Tana Yonis ben Azil. Right? Who was Yonis ben Azil? You remember? Gemara says Shmeinu Talmidim Hoyloi Lahil Lazakin. Katan Shevekulim was Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Gadol Shevekulim was Yonis ben Azil. Amru Olav Yonis ben Azil. Kalefa Peireach. Right? Miyad Nisra. That's who Yonis ben Azil is. So how in the world would we not paskin like a Yonis ben Azil? So this is a raglayim ladavar to this inyan that the Gedolei Achreinim already said the Mashan, the Chidah doesn't get much bigger than that. And that is that this whole inyan of Targum Yonis. Right? When people hear this. Targum Yonis is not Yonis ben Azil. It sounds like some 19th century, I don't want to say academic idea. No, this comes from the Marsha, comes from the Chidah. It's not Pashut at all that this Targum was ever written by Yonis ben Azil. And really, this sugya right here might be exhibit A for that.